Okay everyone, we're going to have a go at Big Pocket Baby Clutch by So Can She. I did get this as a free download the other day. I subscribe to So Can She's newsletter, and every day she sends a free pattern out. You have to download it on the day, otherwise you need to purchase it, which they aren't expensive, a couple of dollars each, or you can pay one fee for the whole library, which is really reasonable as well. I happen to download this one. I've put my pattern together, so it just comes in a PDF. You cut them out, tape them together. There's not many components to it. Here's the pocket, and here's the tab. So that's it. Everything is double-sided, obviously. So I'm going to have a go, and I thought I'd bring you along with me. Now I have cut the main pouch out. You will see it is directional fabric. This is two separate ones. My plan is, because these are practice, I'm going to gift them anyway if they turn out okay. That'll be up the right way. That'll be up the right way. The back won't be, but hey. Just because I just want to get on with it, and I'm not too concerned about the direction. I'm sure the people I give them to won't be too concerned either. So that is one main body with that one. And this one will be the other main body, and again it's directional, so it will go like this in the end. I wasn't worried about the selvage because that will go into the seam allowance, and one of these for that. So put them over there. Just going to lay these two back together and cut my pockets. There is a tutorial for this. It comes with the instructions. I haven't watched it. I did read through it a little bit. It comes with all the written instructions. It looks pretty easy even for a beginner. So that can stay there. So I'm just going to cut out my pockets, and then I'll cut out some batting, fusible interfacing for them all. So because that's the same shape, I think I'll just go up that end soon. And it says cut to exterior and lining. Okay, so that is my pockets. I'm just going to use, this is an extra thick, but this is Legacy Extra Loft Fusible Fleece L971 from Spotlight. Now it is fusible, so let's use this and see how it goes. I am going to line just one side each. Of the outer and the inner, the outer and the pocket. So, okay, so we have the interfacing on, fusible interfacing on each piece. There's the pocket, there's the flap, and there's the clutch itself. So we're going to sew, it says on here, 3/8 of an inch seam allowances, I think I read. Oh, let me find it. Three-eighths of an inch seam allowance right here. So where's that other pattern piece gone? Let's take one over to the sewing machine. Is this Paw Patrol, and it is directional, but I plan on just doing that, so it'll be the right way, and then that will be the right way. And also I cut out another pocket because I realized that I had that the wrong way. So when I show you my sample, which is and we all know the first one's a practice. So when I made this, I even managed to put my tag on crooked. The pocket is upside down. So I went and checked this one and it was upside down. So I've cut a new one. I've used Extra Loft fusible fleece. Like I said, the back is upside down, but I knew that was going to happen. So I wanted the front up the right way. Yeah. That didn't go as to planned, but here we go. So we don't have many pattern pieces. There's our tab when I find the rest of that. I did have it. I'll be right back. Okay, I found it. So that one will be up the right way. Very mindful of that at the moment. So that's going to be like that. I did make a little tab to put in the side. So that'll be this one here. I also forgot to put that in and the flap in on this one. So unpicking was hard. But overall it turned out okay, and now I know what I need to do. So this one was 3 inches wide by 4 inches, fold in half and then in half again, like that. And I'm just going to sew down each side. I'm using the 2.5mm stitch length, poly cotton thread, I'm not going to back stitch at each end simply because I'm going to be putting it in the side of the bag. It's 1/8 of an inch away from each edge, and this is about 3/4 of an inch, and I've just got a little D-ring here which I'm going to secure so that way it's in place when I need to use it. Alright, that can go aside. Alright, next let's do the flap. So the seam allowance is 3/8 of an inch, which is to the side of my presser foot. going to use my pinking shears to clean up around the edge. And that'll help the curve. That'll help the curved edge to turn nicely as well. Just watch your stitch line. It didn't take long to make, although I felt like I made the other one twice because I had to unpick it. Unpick some of it. So I'm just going to turn that through. And I'm just going to top stitch around the edge 1/8 of an inch. You can press that if you want, but that's sitting okay, so I'm just going to go for it. Okie doke. That can set aside now as well. Now, I did mess up the pocket on the last one too, so let's not do that again. Right sides together. Got to leave an opening to turn, which I didn't sew the top across, so that's why it ended up with the binding on that one. I used some fold over elastic because I didn't join that in, and then I had that raw edge and thought, So I just used some fold over elastic there for the binding, which again turned out just fine. So this time I am going to mark where I'm going to turn it. I'm just going to leave a few inch gap down the bottom. Start at one side of that gap. And off we go. Back stitch at the beginning and the end because it's going to have some strain when you're turning it through. Okay, I'm going to trim my corners and my curves, and then we will prepare the pleats. I'm just using my pinking shears. It'll get rid of some of the bulk, because we are going to sew top stitch around the edge too, so when we turn it through. And it does help turn these a lot neater. Just don't cut this bit here because we're going to need that to fold in when we're for our seam. Okay, turn it out. I'm going to go and iron this one flat. Poke out your corners nicely and your round curve. I do use a crocheting hook for the corners. Sometimes I use the paintbrush without the brush. So I'll go and iron this and I'll be straight back. We're going to top stitch around the edge now, and then we will do the pleats in a moment. Just 1/8 of an inch. I'll just get rid of this mess here. Now we have to
pleat the pocket. It does give you the measurements in the book. I went with what I kind of wanted. So I did, where's my ruler? 2 2/3, 2 inches, 2 inches. Actually, it's 2 inches. 2 inches from each side is where I pleated. And my pleats are about 1/2 inch big. So just pinch it into a mountain like that. Use some sort of measuring device, ruler. I'm going to put some clips on to keep it there. I won't sew it just yet because I want to make sure. I'll do the other part of the bag first just to make sure it's all going to fit okay. So that one needs to come over a little bit. So just pinch it into a mountain and then fold it back to the outside. A bit more. How's that? There we go. So I'll just put some clips on to hold it where I want it. There we go. I'm just going to set that aside for the minute. Let's get the body of the bag. Now, this is what I forgot to do last time. I'm going to find the center of the flap, the top part. Just going to notch a little bit. And I'm going to find the center of my flap. Right sides together. I'm going to put that there. I'm just going to clip it for the minute. Now that's going to come here like this. I want to have my D-ring on the back half. So I'm going to roughly guess that. Pocket lines up with the top. So I'm going to say about 1 inch down. It's going to go up there. There are measurements in the instructions. I'm just cheating. So if I put that there, we should be okay. I'm going to tack them in place before I start. So that looks about right. That'll go there. This has to be 1 inch up, 1/2 inch up from the bottom. Whether it makes 1/2 inch or not, it's not going to make a big difference. Okay, I'm happy with that. Just going to tack these 2 things in place, and then we will attach the lining to the outer. I'm just going to do 1/8 of an inch here. And then this bit. And again, I'm just going to do 1/8 of an inch, so that way it's held out the way. Alright, and I have a feeling my selvage is going to be seen, but not to worry. Right sides together, leave an opening. I'm going to leave an opening at the side. Oops. Couple of clips. Alright, I'm just going to mark an opening at the side here. Hopefully it'll be on the back side, in the middle I mean. Okay, I'm going to start here, go all the way around, 3/8 of an inch, back stitching at the beginning and the end because it's going to have some strain on there when we turn it through. Okay, here we go. Oh. Okay. Let's trim the edges and turn it through. Let's turn it out and see if this one was a success. Success. Success? You know what I mean. That could have been a bit shorter, but that's okay. I'm not going to unpick it to move that in a bit more. Alright, I'm just going to go and press this. I'll push them corners out a little bit better. Pointier. Oops, lost my crochet hook. Okay, I'm just going to iron this and I'll be straight back. Okay, happy with that. I'm going to close the side. We will be going top stitching around the whole lot, so I'll do that now and then we'll follow that stitch line once we I'll start here. Alright, 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and then we'll close up that gap, that hole that we've left to turn it through. Okay. I haven't put my... He's crooked. I don't care. I don't think I could make something without it being crooked. So I'm just going to put my little... if I can get that on there straight or not. Probably not. Yeah, he had to be crooked. Something had to be crooked. That's okay. It is handmade. It's not going to be perfect. Is that in the center? Okay. Here we go. Let's see if I can get that on straighter than the last one. I don't like my chances. Like I said, it wouldn't be me if it was straight. They'd say, who made that? Because they wouldn't think I did. Okay. Right. So now we've got to finish the pocket and then just sew up the sides. So the pocket is going to fit here. It's got to line up with the top. You want the same gap spacing each side, like that. Okay, and that far from the bottom, and then that will fold over to there. So first thing I'm going to do is tack these pleats. So that's what the pleats look like. They're about 1/2 inch deep. and 2 inches, I pleated them 2 inches from the side. I'm not sure if that's exactly what the pattern says, but that's what's worked for me on the last one, even with the mistakes I made. So I'm just going to tack. Be careful because it is extra thick, so go very slow, forward and back. It just stops it from gaping. It doesn't take away from the actual use, but it does stop it from gaping, and she recommends it in the pattern as well. So we'll do this side. Just go slow because it is extra thick. You don't want to break a needle. Don't force it. If you find you're having too much trouble, you might have to hand crank or skip this part. Right, I'm just going to quickly tack the bottom, that way it'll be easier when we're applying it to the front of the bag. Alright, I'll get rid of these threads. I did vacuum my floor yesterday. It's not looking crash hot right now. Anyway, the joys of sewing. So we're going to line that up with the top there, and we're going to clip that back where we want it. Make sure it's center. So that is 3/4. Well, that is not. That's 1, and that's 1. So I will clip it there so it stays where we want it. Line the top up. And we're just going to follow that stitch line as closely as you can. I'm not very good at it. Around the bottom. Back stitching at the start and the end. Okay. And that will be our pocket. Just start down a little bit, I find, is it kicks off a bit easier. Starts off easier if you don't start right at the end. Okay, here we go. Okay, 2 more seams to do. That can come off. There's our pocket. It is okay. Now we know we want that at the direction, say 1/2 inch from the bottom. Just line that up. That will come down over here. Like that. So now all we have to do is sew down here and down here. Down here. And we're done except for the snap, which will go right in the middle. All right. Follow your stitch line as close as you can. Back stitching at the start because it's going to have some stress on the edges. Okay, here we go. I'm also going to slow over the tab and just give that another little back stitch. And again, back stitch a couple of times because there's going to be some strain on the edge of the pocket. Okay. That's it, sewing is done. Let's tidy this up, that needs to go over there. Didn't need the seam ripper, which is good news for me. Alright, let's trim the threads. Alright, I'm happy with that. Yes, he's a little bit crooked, but hey, that's okay. Gives it a bit of character. There's our pocket. There's our pouch. There's our pocket. And even though we've secured that, it's not going to gape, but there's still plenty of room in there to puff it out. All right, I'm going to go and put the snaps on, and then I will show you the end. Won't be long.